Hello everyone, very warm welcome to Deekshaa IAS. I thank all the aspirants who have come down today for this Q&A session, which is being organized for the first time, wherein students can directly interact with mentors and understand in what way their preparation strategy has to be for the further upcoming examination, which we all have been preparing and aspiring to be civil servant in the year of the upcoming examination. So many a times, whenever aspirant used to come down to Deekshaa IAS or call me or message me in WhatsApp, they used to have n number of questions with respect to examination, with respect to the present state, what they are like. I have been preparing like this, but the things are making me nervous, because one of my teacher has always said that the biggest reason for the failure of any aspirant is anxiety, and that anxiety starts increasing day by day with number of confusions plus number of questions which starts increasing in our mind, where we could not find the answer. So rather than getting into various other things, I requested my panel members who are senior mentors, and they have been successfully clearing or cleared civil service prelims with their strong foundation, with their few strategies, which we will be talking in further session. So I would like to introduce Tejaswini ma'am, Dr. Tejaswini. She is from Mumbai. She has attempted 5 prelims or 5 times UPSC CSE, and consecutively 5 prelims she has cleared. So I welcome Tejaswini ma'am to the session, and thank you for accepting the invitation to speak to the aspirants across the country.
Welcome. My pleasure, sir. Hello.
Thank you, ma'am. And we have Balachandra DC sir, who has consecutively again cleared prelims 8 times with anthropology as an optional. Sir is being teaching economy from last 3 years. He's a faculty of current affairs also, and he has successfully made few of the programs. And one of the story which he was sharing with me few days back was that he did one of the program which was personal, and he mentored some 10 students personally so that they can prepare for prelims. So out of 10 students, there were 3 students who repeatedly failed in prelims for 6 times, but they were able to clear in under his guidance and mentorship was his successful or most happiest moment of his life. So on that behalf, I am happy that sir has accepted the invitation to talk to all of you. I welcome Balachandra sir to the session, and I thank on behalf of Deekshaa family for the sir. Welcome, Bala sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Vijay sir. And it's my pleasure, and I'm so happy to be part of this session where I'll be getting an opportunity to share my experience with all aspirants. It's my pleasure, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next, we have Rahul sir. He's from Pune. Rahul sir is also one of my friend who has cleared 6 CSC prelims and 2 IFOS interviews sir has given. Sir has been teaching agriculture optional from last 3 years, and he has been involved with general studies classes also. And sir has an experience of mentorship too. Even he is very much motivated when he talks to students. Sir is always open-hearted. Whenever someone comes up with question or whenever someone goes up with an idea, he takes it very personally. He sits with them, he talks to them. Not like again, okay, this is my job which has to be done, but he does it passionately. And I thank Rahul sir also to accepting the invitation to talk to students. I welcome Rahul sir also to the program. Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming down.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for calling here. And it will be my pleasure to speak to you and your students as well, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. At last, we have Chetan sir, who is also one of the personality who's been my guide, my friend, senior. He is one of the person who can make things anything challenging in a very simple and comfortable way. And anyone around him will always be lively. And sir has given 8 mains consecutively with geography as an optional, and few IFOS mains also sir has written. And today his insights will definitely help to empower students with respect to the preparation. I welcome Chetan sir. Thank you for coming down.
Hello all, and hello the team of Deekshaa. And very thank you to Vijay sir for arranging this session, because it is the most important session, as today I think the notification will be out and the budget will be also out. All must be curious ki kya chal raha hai kya nahi. So don't be curious. Today we will have a little light and warm session. And thank you all again once again. We can continue further then. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. And as you said, yes, today the notification is expected, and all the aspirants will be getting into the final stage of their preparation, and they will be needing your enlightenment to move further strongly. So today's session we will be having in three stages. Number one, at first we will talk to the panelists. Number two, there were few questions which have been posted by aspirants across the country, which will be asked by Navya ma'am, and wherein I request panel members to help aspirants to find the answers for those. And at last, those aspirants who have come down to the session, they will be putting some questions which we will be taking further. So initially, I request Balachandra sir to start the session, and please share your ideas with respect to the further preparation. Thank you. I give it over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Vijay, sir. Good morning, everyone. I welcome you all to this session. And today we are all waiting for the notification. So I'm sure you're all ready to kickstart your prelims preparation. So here I want to share few things that you have to keep in your mind when you kickstart your prelims preparation. Especially, I would like to focus on 4 aspects in this session. So the first important thing is, please have a positive mindset, positive attitude towards the exam. That is very, very important, because I see some aspirants, even after putting a lot of hard work, efforts, but still they always carry this self-doubt in their mind. That, that affects their preparation actually. So always have a positive mindset. That is very, very important. See, I always tell to aspirants, I ask this question, especially when you're preparing for prelims, like, so what is the number of vacancies? So they always say like 800 or 900, whatever is there for the year. But I always say, see, when you're preparing for prelims, don't keep this 800 or 900 vacancies in your mind. That will put you more pressure. Actually, when you're preparing for prelims, the number of vacancies is more than 10,000. So more than 10,000 aspirants are going to qualify for mains examination. So always keep this in mind. So the vacancies is more than 10,000. You have to be just part of the 10,000, not 800 or 900 to write the mains examination. And I have seen that, like, though 5 to 6 lakh aspirants write this examination, only the first 40 or 50,000 aspirants are very serious aspirants, or they are the real competitors for you. In that case, you have to get into the 10,000 out of this 50,000. So it's not that difficult. And don't take too much pressure considering this 800 or 900 whenever you're preparing for prelims. So this is the first thing I want to focus on. Always think that you're going to be part of the 10,000, and it's just a qualifying examination. It doesn't matter where you stand in the 10,000. So it will relax you rather than taking too much of pressure. And that too, only out of 50,000, you have to get into the 10,000. So there is a lot of chances that you can clear. So don't take too much pressure and see things in a positive way, and don't have any self-doubt. This is my very, very first important point that I want to stress upon. So after that, I see some aspirants, like if you're a senior aspirant, if you're written twice or thrice the prelims examination, and if you're missing it very closely, please don't develop the fear of failure or something. We are here to address that. Please remove that mental block. Okay, after a few attempts, it's natural that we tend to think that no, we are not capable of doing it, or there is something wrong with our preparation. I don't know what to do. To leave all that, when you're starting your preparation fresh, always keep that. When you're focusing on this attempt, always keep that positive mindset and believe that yes, I'm going to write mains this time, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to crack this examination. That should be your attitude. So this is the first point that I want to stress upon. And the second point, coming to the second aspect, like, please understand the demand of the examination. That would be my second point. See, whenever you kickstart your preparation, I'm sure you're all going to do the revision aspect in the last like 3 months, in the upcoming 3 to 4 months. So you're going to revise. But before doing that, please do understand the demand of the examination. So how you will understand the demand of this examination? See, we have these previous year questions. Please make use of that. You please take 10 years previous year questions and don't go for like 25, 30 years of questions. The pattern has changed a lot. So just 10 years of questions are enough, more than enough. So analyze the past 10 years question paper before you kickstart your revision, before you enter into this 3 or 4 months of your revision process. So that will help you a lot. That will give you a lot of insights into your preparation. See, for example, I'll give you an example. When we are going through the last 10 years, when we are analyzing the last 10 years papers, for example, in ancient India, we have ancient India NCERT, which contains 27 chapters. But if you see the last 10 years, the questions have been asked only from 10 chapters. Not even a single time a question has been asked in the remaining 17 chapters. For example, there is a chapter, prehistory, Paleolithic, all that. So they have never asked a question. Same thing in geography, landforms, they have never asked a question in the last 10 years. So this you should know before you kickstart your revision. So please do analyze the last 10 years question paper and focus your revision based on that. You have to read all the topics, no doubt about it, but where you have to focus more, that this analysis will help you. See, for example, in ancient India, they repeatedly ask questions from Indus Valley civilization, Jainism, Buddhism, Mauryas, Buddhas, only 10 chapters. So that 10 chapters, you have to be thorough like anything. You have to focus more of your time and energy on these 10 chapters rather than reading all the 27 chapters 2-3 times. So that should be your approach. So please make sure that you analyze the last. Third important aspect so there are only 5 to 6 core subjects we have: polity, economy, history, geography, environment, and current affairs. Science and technology will be part of your current affairs. So only these 6 core subjects. What UPSC does is UPSC simply juggles between this subject each year. 1 year, 20 questions from economy, another year, 20 from polity. This is what they do. 1 year, more questions from ancient India, 1 year from art and culture. So this is what they do. But they also have a limitation. They cannot physics or chemistry. They're not going to ask. So that to focus, and no matter what, last these 6 subjects, and be balanced in this preparation, in these subjects. Don't skip any of these 6 core subjects. Yes, we all will be having some favorite subjects, some strong areas, weak subjects. But the thing is, it doesn't mean you have to spend more time on your favorite subjects and less time on your weak areas. You have to be a bit balanced in these 6 core subjects. For example, in the recent years, they are not asking much questions from geography, but you never know. UPSC next year, they may ask. So all these 6 subjects have a balanced preparation. Believe me, that will help you a lot, and that will give you a lot of confidence on your exam day. So make sure that you're balanced in these 6 core subjects, especially maintain the balance between static and current affairs. I see many aspirants focusing too much on static and missing the current affairs, or focusing too much on current affairs and missing the static. So maintain this balance between current affairs and static, balance between the subjects, core subjects, and balance within the subjects. What is this within the subject? Like ancient, medieval, modern India. Don't focus too much on modern India and skip ancient and medieval. Have a balanced preparation on all these 3. So this is the third point I want to share with you all. So have a balanced preparation. And the final one, what I would like to share is that, so differentiation. So differentiation is very, very important in this preparation. As we all know, there is a lot of content information overloading. So in the final 1 or 2 months, you will be like, okay, I've read a lot. So what I have to revise, what I have to remember, like that, you will have a lot of questions. So always have this differentiation. I mean, don't take all the topics or all the content equally important. Some aspirants make this mistake. So they read from first chapter to last chapter, they give equal time, equal importance to all, and they'll try to remember everything. No, that is not required for this examination, and that is not possible also. So you have to differentiate between the topics, whether it is current affairs, whether it is static part. What you have to do is, whatever the topics you are reading, you have to identify that what are the least concerned topics in that. So 3 categories you have to always differentiate. Most important topics, and least concerned topics. Least concerned topics, you focus more on important and most important topics. Important topics you have to revise at least thrice or 4 times. And most important topics, you have to be very, very clear and you have to be very thorough. You have to revise at least 5-6 times. This should be your approach. In this way, you can spend your energy and time in the right place. So for that, to identify that most important topics, as I told you earlier, this previous year question analysis, all these aspects will help you in that. So keep these 4 important aspects in your mind when you're kickstarting your revision process. I'm sure that will help you a lot in enhancing your score. So the first thing, to summarize, the first thing is you have to have a positive mindset. There are 10,000 vacancies for you to crack this examination. So I'm sure it's not a difficult thing. You can be part of that 10,000. So have a positive mindset and self-belief, and don't have any self-doubt. And yes, I understand there'll be some pressure, all that. So you face clarity and work on your preparation. So first thing is positive mindset, self-belief. The second one, you have to understand the demand of the examination through making use of previous year questions. The third thing is have a balanced preparation, balance between current affairs, static, balance between the subjects and within the subjects, balanced preparation. And the final one, you differentiate the topics. You identify important, most important, and least concerned topics, and focus your time and energy accordingly. I'm sure with this will help you a lot in your prelims preparation. So with this, I will give it to Vijay sir. So I'm also eagerly waiting for the other panelists to give their suggestions, and I'll be waiting for your questions also. So thank you all, and thank you, Vijay sir. So I'll give it to you.
Thank you so much, Balachandra sir. I really hope students are getting help out of this, like how to balance current affairs, how to manage static and everything. Now I request Tejaswini ma'am to talk few words to the students.
Hello, aspirants. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You are audible.
Okay. Just a minute.
Yes.
So I welcome all the students for this new phase in your life. So this is going to be a very exciting phase. Let me assure you that. So before starting with your preparation, or just like before I talk with you all regarding this whole prelims preparation and how you need to focus. So first thing I would like to tell is, as Bala sir said, like, do not look into how many number of seats you have, because I remember from a personal suggestion that was given to me by my parents, as to always say, like, this time only 900 like seats are there, or this time only these many seats are there. So my mother asked me just once, like, but ultimately you need just one seat, right? You need only one seat for yourself. Be assured that that one seat is for you. You don't need all the seats. So having said that, you should have lots of confidence on you. And as Bala sir said, that the anxiety is something that kills most of the student confidence before you actually appear in the examination hall. This anxiety you can beat only if you are well prepared. And for this preparation, before starting the preparation, let me tell you all, you should know the syllabus by heart. And I'm not kidding, because if you know the syllabus by heart, whenever you are reading something, like if you are reading any newspaper, even something that you come across, some article or something, you will automatically try to relate it with the syllabus that you have in your mind already, because you know it by heart. You need not know everything that's in the syllabus. You should choose what you need to read, and that you will ultimately get to know as and when you start preparing, like which are the topics that you can skip, which are the topics you cannot skip. Like you should have moderate approach towards all the subjects. You can't skip one whole subject and say that I am perfect in these many subjects and let me give my examination now. So this is how things won't work. So if you know the syllabus by heart, if you are reading any newspaper, any article, you will automatically know that yes, this is in my syllabus. Maybe UPSC can ask this question. So you will go and you will take a step forward and you will read that article, isn't it? And not only in your prelims, even in your mains, when you're writing, you will get all the fodder that is necessary. Next point, that before start preparation, most of the students do is they don't know where to start and where to end. Like they go on reading each and everything that's under the sun. Like you go in any of these areas, like say Vijayanagar, say Mukherjee Nagar or Rajendra Nagar, whichever areas are there, like which is full with civil service aspirants, you will see piles and piles of books. Students don't know like which books I am supposed to read, which books I am not supposed to read. So I have known so many people who are like flooded with books, and that students actually have a mentality like zyada books hai, so I have lots of information, which is wrong. Information is limited. It's just that they have been replicated in so many types. You see, if 1 to 3 is written simply in one book, the same thing has been written in some other book in a different way. The thing is the same, the content is the same, only the presentation is different. That's what these all the different books do. Ultimately, the content is the same. So please skip that. Don't pile on books. I will Guru Deeksha also, we will give you the book list that we are supposed to refer for the prelims examination. Please make sure that you are thorough with this book list. And next is going directly for the advanced books rather than these basic books of NCERTs. Students think that NCERT is too, simple or something, and we need to read something complex. That is one more blunder that actually they do. If you look into the UPSC questions, they are actually simple questions, but they are in a twisted way. So NCERT is actually the core basic that you need to know perfectly before you appear for the examination. And these reference books are all the continuation of your NCERTs. So like be it the Tamil Nadu books for your history, most of the questions are directly picked from there and they appear in the UPSC examination. But most of the students, they do not do that. They don't go for that. They directly want to read the advanced books. So that's one thing that most of the students do blunders here. Apart from this is the revision part. So once you all have read your NCERTs or you all have finished your basic books, you all have even finished your reference books, say, they do not revise. They do not know where to stop. They just go on reading. But when are you going to revise? And when you're going to revise is just before 15 days of the examination. This is one blunder that students do. So you know where you can stop only once you are done with your basic books. After that, you need to revise whatever you have read. What I used to do is like per week, I used to take a subject. I used to read the whole subject. And then the weekends, I used to revise the whole thing. And also, I used to pick two diverse topics, like two diverse subjects, say polity and history. Because, once we take a subject, we easily tend to get bored reading the subject. And the mind also gets adjusted that polity hai, it's like you get adjusted to that polity only. But once we go to history, there's a complete freshness in your mind, and you tend to the knowledge accepting power of a brain goes on increasing with when you change the subject. So like that, I used to do two subjects always. So this is how you need to do it weekly. We need to keep targets of two subjects. and in the weekends we need to revise whatever we have read. Next is so I have talked now about the static part. Next is the current affairs part. So just a minute. Sorry for the disturbance. So next is I will talk about the current affairs, how you need to approach for your current affairs. So everyday newspaper, obviously the Hindu, and one more any other newspaper that you wish and you are comfortable, because ultimately, as I said, the content is same, only the presentation is different. So the Hindu is a must, and one more newspaper. So once you do this revision, you need to know how to save these notes. So sometimes students, what they do is they do cut the newspaper clippings and they file it. But what I feel is like during the examination, when the actual examination date comes near, it becomes difficult for you to link these topics, because there's already like one issue is there now regarding some issue like petty issue like dowry. Something is coming in there's some new bill that is coming. So it like the information is given every day. So you will store these clips and you will paste it. You will keep it in a file. But when you are actually going to revise it, it becomes difficult for you, and I think it's a messy thing to do. So what I used to do is I used to read these newspapers every day, and I used to not store these clippings. I used to just make small notes, like point wise. And I used to during my revision times, I used to do value addition with the current affairs booklets which I was to get. Only one booklet, any one institute has to just pick, and that would be a value add on my preparation. So this is how the current affairs has to revise. So now the question papers are completely different. That before the preliminary examination, usually they used to add most of static questions. Now they are linking the static and the current affairs questions. So you need to know how the static and how the current affairs questions are linked and the questions are being asked. So as Bala sir said, please go through the last few last year previous question papers, assess yourself, have confidence in yourself that you know everything, and only after that this anxiety in you will fade away. So I hope, I'm looking forward for all the question and answers that will be asked to me. So I'll hand on to Navya ma'am. Navya ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. I really think this was helpful to the students out there. Now I request Rahul sir to talk few words to students.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
So hi everyone. So this is for the first time we are meeting here. So yes, this platform. So whatever the discussion we are going to have today, it will be regarding the prelims. So what should be the approach for the prelims? So for next year, what we have to do, and what strategy we have to bring on to clear the prelims for the 2023. So yes, most of the points have already been covered by Bala sir as well as the Tejaswini ma'am. But yes, a few things I want to focus here on is that first thing that see, everyone is capable to clear this exam. It's not that some of the students or some of the aspirants, they are very talented and some are not. But the thing is that you have to understand that this exam is equal for everyone. So everyone is on the equal platform. So what we have to do is that we have to go with the proper strategy, with the proper approach. And for that reason, you have to go through the previous year's questions. So everyone has focused on the previous year's questions or the PYQs. But yes, see, PYQs you will give you an insight. So how the UPSC is thinking. So you need to see that how the UPSC is changing the trend, how the UPSC is thinking, how the questions are being asked by the UPSC. So it will help you to understand the mentality of the UPSC. So it's not that it will tell you so which areas to focus, but also how the questions are being framed. So what types of questions are being framed, whether they are the multiple choice questions, whether they are single word questions or something like that, the questions are being asked. Okay, that will help you to prepare a strategy, prepare an approach. So for which subject, how we have to prepare it. So say for example, previously, most of the polity questions were been asked from the Lakshmikant. You pick up the Lakshmikant, you will be able to answer at least 9 questions out of 10 from the Lakshmikant itself. But now UPSC has changed the pattern. So you will be getting most of the questions which are from current affairs. Say for example, there were questions from the current affairs like parole. They were used to ask directly what do you understand by parole. So many of the concepts, they are not present in the Lakshmikant or whatever the reference book we refer. So we need to understand from that point of view. So whatever the concepts which have been asked or which are present in the newspaper, you have to focus on that. Say for example, this year the charge sheet or the FIR has been in news. Repeatedly it has been coming in the news. So you need to know what exactly is the charge sheet or FIR. So such type of concepts have to be focused on. So UPSC will tell you, or the PYQs will tell you how to approach for this exam, how to study, how to have an idea about each and every subject. So first thing is the PYQs is very important. Secondly, see, everyone has its own strengths and weaknesses. So you have to identify that. So few of the students might be good at polity, few of the students might be good at geography, some might good at economics. So those things we have to make more stronger. And yes, of course, it's not focusing on the more good areas. It doesn't mean that you have to neglect the weak areas, but yes, you have to work on weak areas as well. But the thing is that making the strong areas more stronger, it will help you to increase your accuracy. Because if you see, we have nearly 100 questions in the paper one, but the thing is that 100 questions, we don't need to clear this exam. So 50-55 accurate answers, you will be able to clear this prelims exam. So you have to think from that point of view as well, because many of the students, they do the mistake that by looking at the 20 to 25 questions which are coming from out of the box, they focus on that only. And they judge that the paper is very difficult. But they fail to understand that out of 100 questions, 50 to 55% of the questions, they are coming directly from the reference book or from the current affairs. So we have to focus firstly on those questions, because see, if you are making them wrong, but others will make them correct. Why? Because they're focusing on that. So whatever you are reading from the reference book, that is very important. If you are marking them correctly, your accuracy will be increased, your marks will be increased. Else you are thrown out of the competition. So for that reason, you need to understand your strengths and weaknesses and see that you are focusing firstly on the static syllabus on which the questions are been coming. So don't worry about the extra questions or the questions which are coming from out of the box. Okay, so that is the second thing. So the third thing I want to focus on is the conceptual clarity. So concepts are very much important. So if you see most of the questions like economics, most of the questions from the geography or the environment, they are asked on the concepts. So conceptual clarity is very important, because if you go through the last year's questions, economic questions were asked, basically applied questions were been asked. So they don't use or they don't ask you direct questions. So conceptual clarity is very important. If you have that conceptual clarity, you will be able to solve the applied questions. Unless and until you have that type of understanding, applied questions won't be very easy to solve. Okay, so focus more on the conceptual clarity. Next, you have to have a proper strategy. So which subjects has to be focused? See that previous years will tell you out of the subjects, these are the focus areas or these are the focus topics on which UPSC is focusing on. So if you take the example of the polity, you have the preamble, you have the fundamental rights, fundamental duties, DPSP, governor, president. Again, you can see the parliament, state legislature. These are the few of the topics which are being focused by UPSC, and each year you are getting the questions on this. So you have to more focus on these areas. So you have to see that from the previous years, what type of topics previous in the previous year's exam. So what are the topics which have been focused by the UPSC? So that will tell you where we have to start and where we have to stop it. So one thing I will tell you here that in the competitive exam, you have to understand what has not to read rather than what has to read. So if you understand that this part has, we don't have to give much emphasis, it will be easy for you to focus on those topics which are very much important for the prelims part. So next, again, you have to prepare your own timetable again. So how much time you're focusing on which subject? So how much time we have to devote for the reading part, then how much time we have to focus on the solving the MCQs. Yes, as ma'am said that she used to take the two subjects and the same strategy will be used by me. But here my strategy is little difficult. So sorry, it's not difficult, it's different that I used to take two subjects. One is the hard subject and one was easy subject. So it used to balance my preparation. So hard subject, okay, fine, I won't be able to cope up with it. But one easy subject, again, it give me a motivation that, okay, it's going easy for me. So that two type of subjects I used to take. Okay. And whatever the topics I used to read daily, so I used to solve the MCQs on based on those topics. So daily, at least 40 to 50 questions you have to solve it on the daily basis. So it's not only about solving the questions on the daily basis, but also you have to do the analysis. So in the analysis, what I mean to say is that, see what are the questions you are missed on, or what are the questions you are marked incorrect. So just not saying them, but why it has been marked incorrectly. So you need to understand that. So whether you are not able to read the question properly, whether the concepts were not clear, whether you are not able to remember, or just you are marked simply to mark the answer. So you need to understand that, because these are the mistakes which we generally do in exam as well. And so these mistakes we have to rectify, and this will be done only when we understand what are the mistakes we have been doing. So you have to overcome these mistakes day by day. And the last thing, what I will be telling is that few of the notes making is also very important. It's not only about the current affairs, but also with respect to the other subjects also. Other subjects also we have to focus on making short notes. See that don't start to make the summaries of each and every reference book, but you have to see that what are the topics which are being asked by UPSC frequently, and the things are things which are not being we are not able to remember more. So which are the topics which we have to read again and again. So those kind of topics we have to make the notes so we can revise it again and again. And lastly, one more thing is that many people, they neglect the map marking. So map marking is very important. So if you see the geography questions, if you see environment questions, out of nearly 20 questions, geography plus environment, so out of 20 questions, 8 to 10 questions are coming directly based on the maps. So you can't neglect those 8 to 10 questions. So you have to very much thorough with the map marking. So I will say that a daily 15 to 20 minutes for the map marking is sufficient to make this map points thorough. Okay, so that will help you to at least fetch a good 15 to 20 marks in the exam. So don't neglect on those aspects as well. So yes, I'll be waiting here for your questions. So I'll come back to Navya, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Now we'll take up some of the questions which students have sent us. So first question was by Mohit Kumar. He's asking, like, I have not much prepared for this exam, but I'm thinking of writing it only because of I should get rid of the fear of the exam. So I'm really confused what to do. Can any panel members answer it?
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I'll answer this.
Yes.
Like Mohit Kumar, I think you are like believing that you should be of a candidate of general category. I think we have limited number of seats, attempts that you have for your UPSC like attempts. So if you want to overcome the fear, I don't think so this would be a wise decision, because ultimately you are losing on one attempt. So each attempt is actually a very important this thing. You can't ignore that. So if you are not prepared, please do not attempt this and waste one attempt. So you can go for next year if you be thoroughly with your syllabus, with your preparation, be thorough with that, be confident, and only after that you please appear for this examination. And if you want to overcome this fear, you can also give mock tests and all. I think even Guru Deekshaa will also be coming up with mock tests. So that would be one easier way for you to overcome the fear.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Bala sir, you have anything to say to the student?
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Mohit Kumar, yes, as ma'am said, every attempt is very precious. So until and unless you're not very well prepared for the examination, it's always better to not give that attempt. So you can prepare well, you can take your time, then you give your attempt. That would be the best thing to do. And yeah, to overcome the fear, see, first of all, we have to understand that whenever we face that fear, that means that comes because of our lack of preparation. Okay, so that's where we are coming up with such programs and this thing, like you interact, like wherever you're facing difficulty, like first you tell the mentor like what is your level of preparation, what exactly you have done till now, and get clarity from the mentor what exactly you have to do. Okay, so then you have to implement that thing, then this fear will go away. Okay, so just don't isolate yourself and prepare on your own. Rather than that, you just talk to a person who has gone through this journey. This will make the process easy, and I'm sure you'll be coming out of the fear and all that. You'll be more confident. Okay, so once you get the suggestions and you start implementing it, that is the best way forward. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. The second question is from Sanjay Gowda Patel. His question is when to stop learning new things and when to start revision previous year question paper and test series. I request Rahul sir to answer this question.
Yes, yes, ma'am. See, actually, many of the students, they do the same mistake that till the last day of the exam, they start reading new things. But you have to understand that this won't be helpful for you because, see, revision is must. So only I told previously that you have to prepare a timetable. So in the next 4 months, what will be your approach? So say, for example, generally I'm recommending my students that at least 2 or 3 revisions are necessary. So I used to go for at least 3 revisions. So I'm not counting here the first reading. So in the next 4 months, you can say we have nearly 120 days. So 120 days can be divided into something like that. Within next 2 months, you can have the first reading. For the next 30 days, you can go for the first revision. Last 20 days, one more revision, and last 10 days, the third revision. So in that way, you can go for it. So see, I will tell you before 15 to 20 days before the examination, stop reading the new things. Because if you read the new things, again, you have to revise them. And again, extra efforts you have to put it. So you won't be able to read whatever or revise the things what you have previously read. Okay, so that will have an impact on your exam again. So that's where that we need to restrict ourselves. We have to limit ourselves. See, to read, you have a lot of things. So how much you can read? So it's not possible to prepare everything, each and everything. So you have to limit yourself. You have to see that whatever the reference book you are reading, they are again limited, because limited reference material and maximum revision will help you to clear this examination. So that is the one thing what I need to tell you here. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. The other question is from Naveen Kumar. He's asking, I'm good at mains very much, and I need to clear the prelims, which is not possible from past 2 years.
Hello, Naveen Kumar. So I have come across many students who write very good like mains answers, and they are not able to clear the preliminary examination. So first thing I would like to suggest you is please self-assess. Like you should be knowing where you're going wrong. So like ma'am, like has he appeared two times? How many times has he appeared? Has
Yes,
he given?
Yes.
2 times. So you should be knowing like by now, like where you're going wrong, which are the things that you're skipping. See, usually students do like that, like, they skip certain parts of the syllabus and they do not know this like simple tricks of how to negate the wrong answers, how to remove the wrong answers, and then come to a conclusion of which is the correct answers. Next is, even while marking, usually what we used to do is once we see the question paper, we know how many questions we are sure of. We are 100% sure that these questions I know the answers for this. So first, we usually used to do is we used to click all these correct answers. We used to mark them correct, and after that, the taking chance part, we can take few chances like that. We are confused between two options. That I used to limit to just 10 questions. So usually students, what they do, they usually they go on marking, say thinking हाँ ये भी correct हो सकता है, ये भी correct हो सकता है. They are confused, but they still do not want to wait stop, because they think that if I do under mark, then maybe I'll be out of the race. But they do not accept the fact that even if you overmark and those questions that you have gambled, if they are wrong, then you are out of the race also. So by now, I think since he has given 2 attempts, he should be knowing where he has gone wrong, provided he has assessed himself, since the last 2 question papers. Has he missed something, or has he gone wrong in the marking pattern, or has he gone in the revision part? As Rahul sir said just now, maximum revision is what is necessary. So if these 3 parts, I think these are the things that students, ignore. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Next question is from Lakshman. He's asking, in what areas should I focus and identify the important areas? I request Balasar to answer this question.
Yeah, hello, ma'am. So to identify important topics, as we discussed earlier, one thing that will help us is the previous year questions. So as I talked about that 6 subjects, core subjects. In each subject, if you see, we have around 50 to 60 core topics. Okay. One thing, through previous year questions, we can identify where repeatedly UPSC is focusing on. That is one way of doing it. Or I'm sure we will also be coming out with the topics to help the aspirants. From our side, from Guru Deekshaa also, we'll be coming up with some materials where we'll be identifying that topics, what are the core topics. But if you see each subject, roughly around 50 to 60 core topics are there, where you need to have very clear concept clarity you should have. So that one you have to focus on, and you have to prepare yourself on those topics, and then you have to take some test, or you have to solve some questions on those topics. Then you have to check whether you are okay with those core concepts. So definitely we'll be coming out with those topics, some kind of material for these core subjects. I'm sure that will help you. By the time, you also can do that through the use of previous year questions. That will help you. Yes.
Thank you, sir. There's one question from Abhigna. She's asking, I'm preparing for UPSC, but due to some financial issues, I also wanted to attend some of the other exams, which is Group C exams. Is it okay to attend, prepare for that also, or should I concentrate only on UPSC exam?
Yes, if you're preparing for other exams, yes, go ahead, do that. That will also help you for in this preparation also. But it's all about the time, actually, when that examination. See, if you see, UPSC schedule is very much fixed, and UPSC hardly postponed. Okay, they have a very much fixed schedule for the next year also. So you can plan very much for UPSC. But these other exams, you have to see that where exactly that exam is coming up. So how much time you get to prepare for that particular exam, will that affect UPSC exam preparation? This you have to see. If both these examinations are not clashing, then there is nothing wrong to take other examinations. That will add up to your confidence. If you get another service also, you can be part of that and you can prepare for UPSC. That's always a good thing. But always make sure that the other examinations what you give that does not clash with the UPSC schedule, in that case, in case if both are clashing, then you have to take a call. Like what this year, how prepared you are for UPSC or how well prepared you are for that particular examination, you have to choose one among them if both are clashing. Or else it's always better to go for, and one important thing is, but don't go for writing too many examinations. That will affect your focus. So apart from the UPSC examination, yes, one or two other examination, if you want to write, yes, you can go for it. But see the schedule and plan accordingly.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Can
We
I-
have one question from, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
I just wanted to add on something. So even
Yes,
like before like you deciding if you want to appear for the group C also, please make sure that there's some syllabus of it that is overlapping with UPSC, you know. Like when I was appearing, I also appeared for this state services examination, that is a Karnataka Public Service Commission. So the thing is, it was quite similar to the UPSC. All the subjects were similar, and even I had an optional that time. So like look for it. If there is some overlapping with the UPSC examination, then you can definitely go for it, provided, as sir said, that you need to maintain a fixed schedule and devote certain time, fixed time of your day for this UPSC exams. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We have one question from Venkatesh. Should I write this attempt or not? I have not prepared for optional. I request Rahul sir to answer this question.
Yeah, ma'am. So one thing is that how much you are prepared. So whether you are not at all started with the optional or you are not completed your optional, that is one thing. But yes, see, I will say that preparing optionals is very important before the prelims examination, because see, if you go for the mains, there are 4 subjects, or we can say 3 subjects which are very important. One is essay, ethics, and one is optional. So that will tell you where you stand with respect to your merit. So yes, optionals is very important. So if you are not prepared, see that so at least 60 to 70% of the syllabus, which is very important with respect to the optionals, it is cleared before the prelims. If it is not, so I will suggest that you have to focus first on that. Then we can think about the giving the prelims or not. But the thing is that, see, you can decide giving the prelims or not on the last day itself. On the 28th is our exam, 28th of the May is our exam. So on the 27th itself, you can decide whether to go for the exam or not, because it doesn't matter whether you fill the form or not, because that is important. So you can plan up to the 27th of the May that I have to prepare. I will be devoting some of the time for my optionals, and remaining time I will be devoting for my prelims. So by the time of the 20th May, you will be 27th of the May, you will be able to understand whether I'm prepared for this exam or not. So don't worry whether you are prepared or not, but yes, you can plan the next 4 months how to cover your at least most of the important topics from the optionals, and remaining part for the prelims. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We have Bhargav from Odisha. He's asking for current affairs whether monthly magazine is sufficient.
Yes, Bhargav, like it's about the most important thing is right now you are preparing for 23 prelims, or you are preparing for the next year, that we have to see. That is one important aspect. But if you ask me, like relying directly on monthly magazine will not help you much, because the right approach for current affairs is you have to read newspaper. You have to spend at least 1 hour every day on newspapers, because there's a lot of benefits that you will get in reading newspaper. See, for example, there is continuity in that. You will yourself realize that what are the important issues that has been talked about on a daily basis. So that continuity and flow will be there when you read newspaper. And again, don't spend too much time on that. Like if you read 1 hour also, that is more than enough. And you will get other benefits, like you will have that pictorial memory. Like every day when you see a particular issue is talked about, that will register more in your mind, and it will be easy for you to recollect in your examination. And even it will help. Reading newspapers on a daily basis will help you in your CSAT English comprehension also. So like that, you have a lot of benefits in reading newspaper. So if possible, like you start spending 1 hour for your reading newspaper. And monthly magazines, you have to use it as a revision material. It's always better not to directly read monthly magazine, because all the content will look same for you if you directly read monthly magazine. Yes, monthly magazine are good. There are experienced team that is working on that, and they collect from multiple sources the information. They'll give you background, they'll give you value addition information. Yes, it is good, but maximum try to use it as a revision material. And if you ask me, no need to take notes from newspaper and all, because that is what is being done in the monthly magazine. So just read newspaper for at least for 45 minutes, if not 1 hour. Then whenever monthly magazine comes, take it, use it as a revision material. From the monthly magazine, you make your own notes, because in the monthly magazine, the issues have been covered with along with the background and other value addition information. So from that, you take your own notes, and after that, you revise only your own notes. So this should be your approach. Like if you are giving your attempt next year, like 24, you can start doing this. If you're preparing for 23 years, don't worry that you have not read newspaper. It's fine. Don't worry about that. Right now, you have only 3 to 4 months, but start the habit of reading newspaper from now on. But whatever monthly magazine you have read already, try to make your own notes from that and try to revise that. And as I told you, don't take all topics equally important. So try to identify this important and most important topics. From that, you try to make notes and revise that multiple times. So that will help you. And I'm sure, yes, for current affairs, there is a lot of information, and students will have this doubt. So much topics where we have to focus. And yes, we will definitely come out with these important topics where you have to focus more. All that definitely will be coming out with one or the other initiatives like this, and I'm sure that will help you in identifying. So if you're giving this year, don't worry, just go with whatever magazine you have already read, but focus more on revision aspect and differentiate, identify most important topics and focus more on that. That will help you. And from our side, we will also try to come out with these aspects actually. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We have one student from Sri Lakshmi. She's from Telangana. She's asking, parents are forcing me to marry. Can I prepare for UPSC even after getting married? I'd like to take this question.
So I can relate with this. So see, UPSC has not asked like only unmarried people can appear for the essay examination. So it won't make any hurdle for you. So the main important point here is your future partner that you will be getting. Will he be, what can I use? Will he be enough, supportive for your preparation? Like, will he allow it? Like, make sure that you get someone who supports you in that way. He is quite serious about your career in civil services, because that's one thing that will be a turning point. Marriage is actually a turning point in every girl's life. So your life changes in a drastic way. For boys, I can't talk, but for girls, it is definitely yes, because the household things, even you all are supposed to tackle with that, the household stuff plus your studies. So if you have a supporting partner, then things will be smooth for you. If not, then it will be difficult for you. So it's okay if your parents are telling you that you're supposed to get married now. Make sure that you get someone who supports who will be a support system for you in your journey for preparation. Thank you.
We have Tanya from Nepal. She's asked, I have prepared for exams well, but when date will be near, I fail to recollect the things which I have read. And can you please suggest any solutions? I request Rahul sir to answer this.
Yes, actually, see, this happens with every aspirant. It's not that it is happening only with you or a few of them. This happens with every aspirant, that they feel that I have not read anything, I'm not able to remember and all these things. This happens. But the thing is that yes, so I have focused earlier also that maximum time revisions has to be done. So whatever the important topics are there, you have to revise it again and again. So you have to make short notes of it, so which you can read it again and again. So you have to be well prepared with those topics. So maximum revision will help you, nothing else. So what you can do, one more thing is that you can solve lots of MCQs related to those topics. So MCQs will tell you where you stand. So it's not that MCQs, solving the MCQs will help you in the UPSC that you will be able to clear it. But the thing is that it will help you. So whether your concepts are clear or not, whether you are able to relate those topics or not, whether you can apply the knowledge in the exam or not. So that will help you. So, and it will also help you to clear the minor doubts or the gray areas which you are coming across while reading the topics. So maximum revision and solving maximum of the MCQs will help you here. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Any students from the Zoom meeting have any questions to ask for the panel members?
Hello. Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Nayana, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Your voice is audible. You have to speak thoda sa louder.
Okay. So my question is for Tejaswini ma'am. So
Yeah.
I'm actually like 1 year. I'm actually 1 year into profession in IT. So I want to prepare for 2024, and I don't know if I have to quit the job and study or just study on the go with the I'm working on. So how can I manage this time?
Hello, Nayana.
Hello, ma'am.
Nayana, like you told that you have been preparing for 1 year, right? So I would
No. Actually, I'm working from the past 1 year. I'm in IT
Okay.
industry. I want to
Okay.
prepare for 2024, and I'm confused whether to quit the job and study or study along with the job while doing job. Both. I'm confused between these.
Now, what I would suggest you is, rather than quitting the job, you first start your preparation side by side. And like which shift are you working on? Are you in the general shift or in the UK or US shift?
General shift, ma'am.
General shift, then you do have time in the evenings, right?
Yeah, like I work from 10 to 7.
Okay, so at the night time you do have sufficient time, right?
Yeah.
So keep yourself motivated and start your preparation in that pace that you get time. And I think in the IT sector you get offs on Saturdays and Sundays.
Yes, ma'am.
So you can utilize that time also. So rather than quitting abruptly and starting with the preparation, I would suggest take a slower path, go side by side with this preparation. We are also going to start a weekend mentorship program for only working professionals. If you are interested, you can join that. So we will, so you can go for that. And after that, you will know in the 6 months period how well you're prepared, if it's going well. And only after that, you can take this final call of quitting your job for the exam.
Okay, but I have heard like it requires hours of preparation, and also it's not very easy to clear UPSC in first attempt.
No. See, if you are dedicated enough, you can clear the examination in the first attempt itself. There are people who have cleared it in the first go, right?
Yeah, but very few, right?
Yes, very few of them. But there are so many people who have quit everything and they have appeared, but it does not guarantee that they have, cleared in the first attempt.
Okay.
So rather than quitting, I think I would suggest like go slowly, start preparing, and also like start slowly, but in a 6-month period, you decide for yourself like where you stand. If you think you still can't go with your job and with this preparation, then you can definitely quit. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Ma'am, I want to add something here. Hello.
Yes.
Sir.
Yeah. See, Naina, one thing, the problem with the working professionals is that they are not able to give much of the time. But yes, I will tell you one thing, that by proper planning, proper approach, if you go, it is not that too difficult. Yes, it is little bit unmanageable for the working professional, but it's not that difficult, or it's not that it is impossible. So the first thing I will tell you, that 4 hours daily, it is very much sufficient, because 1 hour you can devote for your current affairs, 3 hours for your one subject. It will completely fine. Secondly, see, if you see the holidays you are getting, so Saturdays and Sundays, it's count to nearly more than 100 days, isn't it? So out of
Yeah.
365 days, you are getting 100 days completely free. So you have to see that as well. So the positive point is that at least 100 days you are getting off, which you can utilize for your preparation. And I'm not talking about the government holidays and all these things. That too, again, if you count, it goes nearly 120, 125 days. So that is very much sufficient time, and you can give that whole time for your preparation. And secondly, see that you have a good mentor, a proper guide who can guide you how to prepare this examination. For this examination, what should be your timetable and all these things. That has to be again applied in a very better way. So when we have to give the mocks, when we have to start writing the answers, so how you are able to clear the your concepts or not. So what are the other sources which we can refer to clear our this concepts and all these things. So you have to plan in that way. And lastly, that one more thing is that if you are planning to quit, so if you can use this strategy for next 6-7 months, if you're planning to quit, so I will suggest that first go for the financial planning. Okay, so it's on the personal level that you have to go for the financial planning as well, because many a times when we are quitting the job, our family members, okay, they're somewhat reluctant, they don't support us in such kind of decisions. But you can go for your financial plannings, so at least you can have a better savings, so that you won't be you don't need someone support for this things. Okay, so one thing that I will add on. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Tejaswini ma'am. Thank you, Rahul sir. Thank you, Nayana ma'am. I really hope this got some ideas on how to prepare while you're working. Do other students have any questions to ask? Okay, chalo. So I really thank all panel members. It was a really good session. I really hope students out there have got some ideas on how to prepare well on prelims, which is coming up 2023. So we'll be coming up with more sessions like this, discussing about many issues and many questions for the students who've asked or who can ask. We'll also schedule the meetings like this and send you the schedules in the Telegram groups, and we'll also keep posting you. We'll be discussing many issues here, so it will be really helpful for your UPSC preparations. I really thank Balachandra sir, Tejaswini ma'am, and Rahul Vada sir for joining with us and giving more and more suggestions. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, everyone. And best of luck to all the students.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And I wish all the best for all the aspirants. And one thing from my side to all the aspirants is, like, whenever you face any difficulty, any doubts, anything, we are always there. You can approach us. Definitely from our side, what best we can do, we are ready to do that. So don't get stuck with any difficulty or any doubts or anything. Feel free and keep yourself open to ask. Don't hesitate to ask your doubts, and don't struggle. So we are always there, and you can reach out to us and we'll do. And with that, you implement all those aspects, and I'm sure you can do much better, and definitely you will be successful in this examination. So I wish you all the very best, and thank you all for your time. And it was so nice to be part of this. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, sir. We'll meet soon. Thank you for everybody. Good day. Thank you.
Thank you.